Oh,
That's it. We started.
heyo.
We got Christina in the house.
Ooh, we in it. Let's go.
So we got some mango margs here. We're about to
Yes.
smoke a joint and go on a journey.
Come on. Come on.
So Christina trains at F45 with me, and I don't know. She's just like, what?
Said facts.
Facts. It is facts. It's, yeah. Yeah. I think I was just like so impressed, like when I first met you, that your energy is like so good, and like you don't find like that many people who have like, I guess, like great energy, work hard, and are friendly at the same time. And so like I was just like, wow, like I want to be friends with her.
Hey. Oh, you're hyping me up straight out the gate. Okay.
Yeah, it was just like, I think of the one time when we were talking, and I didn't think that many people like work as hard as I do. And then you were just naming shit off, and I was like, I got so many classes that I'm teaching, and then like I got dance gigs, and then I'm doing like bottle service at night or like whatever. I was like, damn, like I think I found someone at my level. Yeah. And I was like, that's awesome.
That's sick.
What do you think that like made you like that?
Oh, I mean, my mom, for sure.
How so?
She's just such a hard worker. She did the exact same thing. I always witnessed it growing up. She would always have like 6 different jobs, and if they weren't jobs, they were just like obligations, whether it was like being my like Girl Scout leader, or also just like volunteering at my school, or doing this or that or the other thing, or like volunteering at a like equine assisted therapy, while she also like does DJing at night, but like works at another place during the day.
Oh, your mom was a DJ?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Isn't it?
That's awesome.
That explains the like music and dancing thing.
Yeah,
you know?
I like that. I like that.
I was raised around it. But yeah, and it was just cool, like obviously having a way to understand like a creative career as an actual adult. And like seeing that, I feel like always, you know, motivated me to be able to do it. But yeah. She was just always such a hustler.
There has to be like
she still
some
is.
Intrinsic motivation though, like to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. It's just, I moved to LA when I was 18, like straight out of high school.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have much money saved up. So I think I just like instantly was like
If you
in a mode of like, yeah, like there's not really like a fallback option. Like I'm here and I need to work in order to survive and thrive. And therefore like that was just like innate in me to just do exactly that.
Of course.
So I feel like that's like carried on.
Did you move out to LA like to become a dancer, or okay?
Yeah, that's what
Did you always want to be a dancer, or like when was it that you're like, oh, like I fuck with this, like this is like my entire life, this is what I love, type of deal?
Yeah, I think I like more so set in when I was like 13 is when 13? I was like, yeah, this is what I'm doing for a living.
Very exact. Okay.
Yeah, no, I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, because I just remember it. I was like in, I guess, middle school.
Oh, so there was an actual moment.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the moment?
Oh, yeah. No, it's fun. I was like at a dance convention out of town, and I remember I missed like some friend's party or something like that, and I was bummed about it when I was like going to the convention. I was like, I just want to like go to my friend's birthday party. And then when I was there in like the convention room, the teacher, whoever I was taking from at the time, was like, you know, remind yourself right now, like as you're dancing, you could have been anywhere else, and you're here and you're in this room and you chose to be here. And I was like, that's exactly what I did. I made the choice to be here, so this is clearly what I want. And I felt like it was always going to be what I wanted and always going to be what I was going to prioritize. So I was like, all right, that's it.
I feel like
mine's made up.
I feel like that's super important, like everything that anyone decides to do, like not to like half-ass it and being present or wherever you're at.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it was definitely like, it's good and bad, because being only 13 going into high school, I didn't care about anything except for dance. So I would just be like skipping class and like sleeping in English class, because I was like working overnight shifts at Steak and Shake to save up money to move to LA. Because
at like what age?
At like 16, I started working at Steak and Shake, because...
So you already knew that you wanted to move to LA and do your thing.
Yeah, but at 16, I wasn't so much saving up for LA. I was saving up for like paying for conventions and solos and competitions and like all the stuff to like get better at dance that I wanted to do. Because, I mean, my parents were like all for it, like moral support wise, but like financial support wise, they were like, this is really expensive. Like, we'll pay for your tuition.
Did they get you into dance, or is it something that like you found on your own?
I mean, they put me into like everything as a kid, which I think is cool. Like having experienced it, they put me in a dance when I was like 3, and but I also played like every sport and stuff like that. And then eventually, I think that's good to dabble in everything and figure out what sticks and what you actually like. But I honestly credit a lot of why I really stuck with dance is because I met like my best friend also at like age 3 to like 5, who also was a dancer, and her mom was my dance teacher.
Oh, wow.
And then I just stuck with it.
You still good friends with her today?
That's who I moved to LA with.
Oh,
yeah, she's still my best friend.
Nice.
Shout out Delaney. Hey.
Oh, what's up, Delaney?
Yeah. You met her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's a really huge part of how that ran its course and why I ended up out here. So, yeah.
That's awesome. What type
cool.
of dance do you like consider yourself like? I know you do like everything, but like, like what's the type of dance that you like most enjoy or consider yourself like that I don't know, that type of dancer?
I think I would probably answer that with jazz, which is like a lot of like my favorite work that I've done, jazz and like jazz funk almost at least. A lot of like the work I'm probably most proud of falls in that realm, whether it's been like dancing for like Gwen Stefani, which was a really awesome thing. It was a very like showgirl-esque jazz stuff. And like,
is it similar to like the burlesque stuff you were just talking about?
It is, but it's not any kind of like teasing, stripping, like sexiness so much. Jazz is a little bit more like technical, which is what I was raised in. And like when you train your entire life in dance, it's nice to like use your technique and apply it on jobs. So it's been cool that some of like my bigger jobs or roles have come from my technical base that I took so long training to have. So,
but is it, I don't know, like LA, I feel like LA's not super into like technicality in the sense that like I don't see like lines and points like perfectly all the time. Like there's a little bit of like a rough edge to like everyone out here who's like known for like a certain type of dance.
Well, I think that's like what they teach you when you get here, which is different from like when you grow up and you dance like on a team, is you're meant to all look alike so that you can, you know, be the best and win the points and whatever the hell else.
Like okay, so, because
if you're together, if you're in unison, you all look the same and you're clean, all that. But then when you get to LA, it's not really about that so much. Like you want to stand out in an audition and be 100%. Picked in a class or this or that or the other thing, and like finding individualism is like huge, even on like social media presence. Like that's what will make people be interested in you. But then there's also the fine line though, because as individuals you will get booked as a unit who needs to look good together on camera.
100%.
So it's good to have that still as a base to use and apply once you get into like the actual job setting.
Gotcha.
So,
I was moving out here at 18 because I moved out here when I was I think 20. And it was like tough on me. I was like at UCLA and other things, but like, and I was working too, but like those 2 years are those formidable years of like 16 to 22. Like, like there's so much that happens each year from that age to that age. That is like tremendous. Like you're still growing. You're still like not a little girl, but you're still a little girl. Right. And like, you're still forming your own opinions. You're still like finding your own identity and everything like that. And for me, like my first year was like absolutely rough. And like I had some support. And like sounds like you didn't, right?
I mean,
or somewhat. I don't know. Like how was that? Like can you articulate that experience?
Like I said, I had a lot of like moral support. It was like financial support. I didn't have quite as much, but again, I feel like that.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, but honestly, I know I'm just like not trying to like dog my parents out here. Like they would definitely F on me, but like, but yeah, I before I came to LA, I set myself up with a job at Cheesecake Factory. So that I could transfer to the Cheesecake Factory out here. Cause did
you eat a lot of cheesecake?
Yeah, I definitely did. Dude, I mean, when you like get hired for that job, they make you pretty much try almost everything on the menu that you can like have an opinion on it. When somebody asks you like, how's the chocolate tuxedo cream cheesecake?
What's up with dancers and eating bad? Because like I don't know one dancer who eats like a kale salad every single day.
I mean, I love a good kiss salad. I don't eat it every single day though. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it was like a mental thing where we're like always worried about being skinny, and then we just have to betray it in the moment. And
maybe
we probably just have a really bad relationship with food, if we're being honest.
That's real. In what way?
Because we have to dance around in tiny costumes all the time,
I guess.
So you feel like you can't eat it, and then when you have the opportunity, you're like, please, I need Taco Bell. And then realistically, we all have high enough metabolisms that it doesn't really matter all that much. But yeah, we're not the best diet wise.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I was like, I think you guys eat more calories than I do a day. I was like, what the hell?
That could be true. I might not, but anyway, so yeah, I started a Cheesecake Factory in St. Louis so that I could come out here, because after paying like the deposit and then my month's rent, I was like 3 digits in the bank. I was like, damn, okay. Well, good thing I'm working tonight.
Yeah. Well, was that your first job?
In LA.
Factory?
Yeah.
Or just like first job in general?
No, Steak and Shake was my first job.
Okay.
At
What were you
16.
doing there?
Waitressing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
but that one was funny because it was like, obviously, do you know what Steak and Shake is? It's like a fast food place, kind of. Okay. But like you could sit down in it.
Yeah.
So I started there because that was one of the only places you could waitress at 16 because they don't serve alcohol. So I was working there like at nights, and I would do like my 5 to 11 shift.
You good?
For a second. And then at like 10, they'd be like, oh, we don't have an overnight person coming in. Can you just stay for the overnight shift? And I'd be like,
that's tough.
Sure, I'll work a 13-hour shift overnight at 16 years
that's,
old.
That's
no
not
problem.
Illegal. That's not
Definitely illegal, but whatever. And it was funny because it's like when you go to the overnight, there's like nobody there, not even a manager. So it's literally like me and then a cook who most of the time would just go get stoned and fall asleep in the back.
Sure.
So I'm like on the like drive-through mic, taking to-go orders as people drive through, and then also greeting people as they walk in and seating them, and then also making burgers, and then also having to make sure the floors are mopped and the bathrooms are clean before 6 a.m. And I was just like,
this is 16.
Yeah, but I made like $200 a shift, yo.
I love that.
I was fired up.
You're hustling.
Like, hell yeah, because now I could pay for, I was trying to save up for a car too.
Yeah.
So I was like really motivated because I needed a car really bad. But yeah, so after then, at like 18, I was finally like, all right, I want to go somewhere nicer than Steak and Shake, which is a huge leap. And then that's when I went to Cheesecake Factory, also with the intent of like a chain I could hopefully like transfer to, so that instead of having to worry about finding a job when I got to LA, I could just have it. Because again, at 18, I was like, sure, I was moving.
What's the biggest thing that you learned from like, I guess like hospitality or like serving people or something like that? Because like I think it teaches so many lessons.
Oh yeah, no, I've said that I think everybody should be like a waitress at some point in their life, or waiter, you know, work in hospitality in some format at the least. I think it obviously just teaches you how to work hard and like grind for your money, because it's like such a direct like line from like your performance to your income, you know, whereas like there's other jobs where you can kind of like half-ass and like make your paycheck and it's your hourly wage no matter what, whereas there's something about working in hospitality and like having to be your best self for somebody that's gonna like then motivate them to tip you more. And I think that's like actually weirdly a lot to be gained from that in the real world.
In the real world, for sure.
It's like, okay, if you put your best freaking foot forward and you actually like get into this and do it well, you're gonna get a better outcome.
I like it. I like to say in the sense like if you're nice to people and you actually care about them and like you're working hard, like it just shows like a direct correlation. Like you're a nice person, you're working hard, and you're like doing the things that you're supposed to do, you're gonna get your bag, you know?
No facts.
And
because you're still in it, so you must enjoy it enough to a degree with bartending.
I mean I just like people. I like talking. That's why I started this podcast too. It's just like I'm curious about people and the amount of amazing people that I just met, just like sitting at my bar from like, I think, I met like a lot of owners of crazy big companies that are like, we're dope friends now and stuff like that, just because they sat at my bar for like 1 hour. Yeah. You know, the craziest story that I had was, I think my first bartending gig was CPK.
Oh, cool. Dope.
And this guy named Gary sat at my bar. He only sat there for like 2 hours.
Only.
And I mean, like I never saw him again. Right? That's one of my 2 hours. And he had like a dirty martini and a glass of Kendall Jackson Chardonnay. I remembered that for some reason. And we were just talking about like, and I know my drinks like that I serve people like quite often. It's just like I don't know why. Like I'll have it for a very long time. And he was like, dude, you're too good for this place. Like, and he was like, you're such a good worker, blah, blah. And he like convinced me to quit that day. Right. Wow. And after like 2 years period, I started like this bitters company, everything else. And I sent him a text because I saw his number. I was like, hey, Gary, I don't know if you remember me. Like, my name is Nate. I bartended at CPK. You had a dirty martini and a Kendall Jackson shirt. And he was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
like,
but
that memory. And then he's honestly one of my like mentor's best friends, and like he supports the bitters company like hands down. Like,
hell yeah.
Just from that one interaction, you know? And then there's like a handful of those to experience, but that's like, it's like with anything, not just like like you serving people, like you might see someone that you just met at like a class that you're training at,
Yeah.
or like, you know, or anything.
Dude, I mean, yeah, this is like so crazy applicable to what I've been telling like friends, because like so much of like any success, even like literally within the last weeks, but in my career in general, is come from the last people I would almost expect it to. Like I literally got booked on like a photo shoot tomorrow through a guy who I met like one time, or like last week it was somebody who I met 5 years ago at church or something. And I'm like, this is the kind of person who circles back to you. And I'm like, if I could give anybody advice of like how to succeed in their career in like obviously in LA, but just in general, just be a fucking good person that people like, and like that will be palpable, and then people want to work with you and hire you and use you. And that's been like everything that's come my way is literally just like, oh, I like this person. We should give her this opportunity. And any opportunity I've given has gone the same direction. I'm like, oh, you're a good person, and I'd love to work with you, you know?
Yeah. What's your definition of success?
Just jump to that.
No.
Sidebar.
No, because you're talking about your success and how like what you tell your friends, like in terms of, and you just correlated it to
you
that.
know, I think it's so funny that I got asked that question on the last podcast I was on, and I'm sure my answer was totally different, because I think that's changes as it comes and goes. Yeah. Because I feel pretty freaking successful right now, and I think what that comes from is like choice and freedom in what you're doing. I think that's a lot of success. Like there's a lot of people who are super successful, but I just feel like they're tied to so much. Like I can feel successful and still go to Costa Rica randomly for 2 weeks, and then I can come back, and it's because of the choice I have in my career for being able to say no to what I do and don't want to do, or that, and then the freedom to take off work and, you know, be successful or thrive in time or experiences or other things like that outside of just work, because I think that's so easy for so many people to get caught up in.
I mean, I was just asking because like a lot of people define like success as just like monetarily, or just success as just like, oh, I just have my free time. But the thing is, like, you need a little bit of both to experience it fully, you know? Absolutely. And like I read a few books that I really like, I guess hit me hard when their definition of success, I believe, was like meaningful work and meaningful relationships. Like if you enjoy what you do and enjoy the people that you surround yourself with every single day, like that's a win right there. Yeah, that's definitely happiness and freedom and everything like that.
That's what I'm saying. I think the last time I answered that, I think it was something about just like being able to be happy and like loving what you do and stuff, which I think is still applies. But I just feel like right now I feel the most successful I've been because of like the freedom that I have within everything I'm doing.
That's beautiful.
In a way. Yeah. Thanks. But yeah, it's a cool spot to be in. I'm grateful for it for sure. I just feel like I see so many friends who are so tied down by jobs and things that they don't want to do, and I'm like, I hate this for you. Like,
no, I know, that sucks.
You know, but
and you kind of feel bad. You're like, I don't have that problem.
Yeah, but, I do almost feel guilty. Like I just went to like a wedding back home, and I'm like, I hope nobody asked me about myself. Like, I don't know why. It's not even like to feel like I'm bragging. I just like
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, because I know like most of my friends, you know, are 25 and like are kind of working their way up a ladder, which is totally natural progression and like no shame in that at all. Zero. But it just makes me sad that like they think they have to wait to feel that like freedom and success until when I put in this X amount of years into a company.
It's like by this age I will be, by this time I will have. Yeah. But it's like, why can't you have that all right now? Right. You know, it's like all right here. Yeah. It's all in your head.
Dude,
like,
I know. I fully agree. It's so different the way that I feel like we're meant to be wired, that it's like this almost feels off the map to think in another direction.
How did you like I guess that mentality, because I don't know, I grew up not thinking this way, but now I do. Like what do you think, like how did you break out of that cage that society, like I guess like builds you up upon?
Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like I was lucky to not be like totally shaped by that. Neither of my parents had like a 9-to-5 ever, so I never like witnessed that. They were more so just like, my mom would always say this, like they, you know, they don't live to work, they work to live. So like my dad did freelance construction, never worked under anybody, like didn't ever want to like have a boss. And then my mom, like I said, DJ'd, and that was also her own DJ company. So like
that's sick.
He would work at days, she would work nights, and they just made it work enough to where, enough to where obviously they could like get the bills paid, but like we weren't they weren't ever driving new cars or anything like that. And I think it just set in my mind like what actually matters in your life. And it's funny because it wasn't until I got older I could see it from an outside perspective to be like, I see exactly how that come up affected me and them and all these other things. So yeah, I think I just accredit it to them and the lifestyle they chose and all that.
What matters to you then? Like, what are the big things that like matter in your life?
I think the big things that matter in my life are definitely like my family. I've already managed to bring them up a lot. And then also like, which I guess I could generalize to be relationships and like connecting with people.
Yeah.
And then even almost more so like myself and like kind of what's beyond what's in front of me. Like that's why I think I love to travel so much and like meet new people and just have these like unique one-off interactions with people you'll probably never see again in a place I might never be again, and just experiencing that kind of like present moment is really special to me.
Oh no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you put it that way, like you could just like put your little stamp in like that piece of time that you'll never have again.
Right.
You know, and just best to like, oh, like what's good, bro? I will never see you again. Like, how are you?
Literally. Yeah, no, exactly. And again, even if it's not with another person, it was literally just by myself. Like I was literally standing in Costa Rica, and to be honest, I was on mushrooms, but it was still it was very special. And I just like had that exact thought where I was like, I'm really just like out here standing in Costa Rica on the beach looking at these gorgeous stars like on a Tuesday night in June. And I was like, what? Like, how am I here right now? And it's just like, I think anything.
It's a surreal feeling, especially if you look at the stars. And I don't know if you have the same thoughts on mushrooms as I do, but like you look at the stars, like, damn, we're so small. Like, like everyone's like in their own little like space in life. And
what's that whole like, nothing really, like we're so tiny, like can anything we do really matter that much? Like then just don't care. Like, don't care so much.
I don't know if that's the healthiest way to think about it, because some people are like, nothing matters, I'm not going to do anything meaningful, right?
Sure.
That's one way to think of it. I guess the second way, like it's either one or the other, that a lot of people think is like everything matters, and like every single interaction that I have with you or any person leads up to like a bigger effect, you know, like that butterfly effect. Like, have you, like, for example, you're going to know 1,000 people by name average on your lifetime. I'm going to know 1,000 people in our lifetime, right? Between you and me, we probably have like a million network, right? And between like two people, it's a billion. So what I say to you and you say to me right now is way more important than you think. Versus the other person's going to say like, oh, like life doesn't matter, like anything I do doesn't matter. Like you could choose to think that way too.
Yeah, but I think more so, and like this is kind of, I mean, honestly, I heard this more so from like a Billie Eilish interview, but it's the idea of like, where she says like, everybody's gonna die, so like I could do the greatest thing in the world ever, and everyone's gonna die and no one's gonna remember it. She's like, or I could do the worst fucking thing in the world ever, and everyone's gonna die and no one's gonna remember it. And it's just like, yeah, exactly. So just fucking live and stop stressing yourself out. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's not for anybody else. It's for you. Like do what you want to do at any given time, and just the fuck. Like why would you not?
Mic drop right there.
And that's the end. Good night.
No, I totally believe that. But that's just so. I don't know. That can kind of be looked at as kind of sad.
For sure. No, I can see why other people would think that's sad.
Down.
But I just don't, I mean, obviously I don't have that perspective on it.
Yeah.
I can see why other people would be like unmotivated to do anything by that same way of thinking. But to me, it's like, that fires me up.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's like nothing that could ever stress me out, which I feel like you knowing me as a person, like you probably already kind of know that. But I'm just like, because I have friends who are like, do you care about anything? Like, I feel like I should be offended by that comment. Because like, it makes it seem like I'm like completely careless. But it's more so just like, very few things actually require my energy / deserve it, you know, that are like in a bot or some way, in a sense. So that's more so how I apply it, is to like the negatives where I'm like, this shit don't matter. Like we ain't gotta stress about this. It's gonna go away. We can just get over it. Why bitch and complain, you know?
That's real. I think I used to be super sensitive and bothersome by like a lot of things. And did you know I got in a car accident recently? Yeah, like a week and a half ago. I just got my car fixed. Yeah, so like kind of relatively bad. But like the first thing that I did was like I got out of the car, the other people got out of the car, and I asked if you're okay. But the husband in the car walks out and just starts cussing at me. He's like,
good.
no, straight, entire. He has a little girl in the back. He didn't even check on his girl, right? His 3-year-old daughter.
Jeez.
He's like, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna sue you for everything that you got. Like, I'm gonna, like, fuck you, fuck your family, all this shit. And I'm just like, hey, did you check on your daughter? Is everyone okay? He's like, fuck you. I was like, okay. So I get back in my car, and then I go around and, like, go to take pictures and stuff. And he's like, you step one step closer, I'm gonna throw hands at you. And I was just like, but it didn't bother me. Like, this whole situation, I was just like, are you okay? He's like, is everything okay? Like, I'm just over here. I'm not even in shock. I'm not shaking.
Yeah,
I'm just
like,
checking. And I just, like, stood there zombie faced, and he was just, like, yelling at me for like 5 minutes. And I was like, cool, dude. Like, anything else? Like, I was like, are you okay? Like, I really want to know.
Well, you reach a point too where you really do realize, like, so much of what people's actions are projections of what their own shit is.
Yeah.
He just needed to get that
I was
out.
like, bro, like, not a good example for your little girl right
like,
there,
whatever
too.
he was carrying from earlier on in the day just, like, came out right up on you.
Yeah.
And he could not hold it back. Like, he was already having a shitty fucking day or life or year. Like, what do we fucking know? That's where I'm just like...
Yeah. Well, the reason why I brought it up is because you said you were unfazed by a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that was, like, the first time that I really thought I was unfazed. I was like, I should be angry right now. I should be more offended right now by that question you asked.
Yeah, right? Exactly. I know. You're like, what?
Yeah.
I know, that's very true. Actually, kind of somewhat similar just happened to me. I was, like, walking down the street in West Hollywood the other day.
Just casually walking and get West Hollywood right now.
I was just walking, and this homeless, I'm assuming, drugged out chick just came up and tried to fight me. And I was like, I've never experienced something like that.
Oh, really?
Like, she just, like, came up and, like, started, like, juking me. Like, was just, like, getting in my face. And I was like, what's happening? Like, I was just walking, and I was, like, looking at her because she was just, like, saying whatever nonsense. And she was just, like, getting super close to my face. I was like, yo, can you stop? And then she, like, put her purse down and came, like, she, like, walked away, put her purse down, came running back and, like, kicked me. And I was
Wait,
like,
actually kicked you?
Yeah, like, in the leg. She, like, gave me, like, a little 1-2.
Did it hurt?
Yo.
Did it hurt?
No.
Oh.
So I was literally just like, yo, what? Stop. Like, I was just like, couldn't get around her. I was like, what's happening right now? Like, I'm not going to fight back because, like, I don't know what's happening. And then as I tried to go walk past her from behind, she, like, shoved me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, sis, literally. I was like, but again, like, I don't know what she's going through or why the hell she's doing this. I did literally nothing to her.
Yeah.
And then some, like, guy from across the street started walking over. He's like, we good? I was like, we're fine. Then I just, like, walked away. But I'm like, I just can't be bothered by other people's negativity like that. Like, I'm not going to let that ruin my day.
I know.
Things. That was wild. Welcome to LA, listeners. Not from
That's
here.
back to the serving thing.
Careful on the streets.
Like, people could say certain things to you when you're serving their table or anything like that, and then you could let that shit affect your whole day.
Bro, honestly, that's probably why both of us are able to think like this, because working in hospitality and being talked shit on or yelled at my tables, and then just being like, damn, this shit really don't matter. And if it does matter, why am I gonna let this ruin my
It
life?
helps too in the sense that, like, yo, people talk shit on you, you're like, cool, all right,
you're just
whatever,
like,
awesome, like, I'm doing me, like,
and yeah, again, you reach a point where you're like, I'm pretty sure I know how cool I am, and I'm pretty sure what some random fucking person wants to say or do about it shouldn't change my opinion on it.
Myself,
so it's like, I think it comes from such a source of insecurity where you value other people's poor opinions of you so much more.
Have you always been, like, pretty, like, self-confident?
No. That's why I'm able to say what I just said.
Yeah.
Because there was definitely such a point where I feel like I was so always worried about what other people thought of me or what other people's perception was. And it was when I first moved to LA for fucking sure. Yeah. Like, I would hate going to, like, parties or anything because I felt like everyone was so cool and I didn't know how to dress or what to wear. And I just felt like uncool and like everyone's, danced for this person or done this amazing thing and that amazing thing. And I was just always so unconfident because of that, and it's just a shitty feeling. But that's like, it didn't take, like, me building a resume or getting better sense of fashion by any means to, like, make me value myself and feel like I'm supposed to be in a room at all times, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that shit really does have to come from within. It's not some kind of other external force that's going to make you suddenly believe that you are of value other than just knowing who you are as a person.
What do you think changed that? Because there's a lot of people who, like, have that insecurity that will, like, last or stay with them for, like, many years or forever, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've witnessed it on friends, and I hate to see it on other people where it's just like you can like sense that kind of insecurity. Honestly, I mean, I feel like it has to come from a place of like, there was a time where I like just didn't like myself very much, and knowing how I felt in that time to being like finding the realization and like seeing the changes to make myself like enjoy myself more, whether it was just like, oh, I'm more confident, or I'm, you know, friendlier now, or I like intentionally am a kinder person, whatever it is that I'm like, you know, I genuinely know I'm a cool, good person.
And that's like
in the
least conceited way possible.
Yeah, it's not, it doesn't source from that at all. I'm just like, I have something to offer to this world. And like, that's not going to be like taken from me for anybody else's like purpose, you know? So, and I there's no kind of like specific coin flip that I think that happened. Maybe like relationship things where it was like insecurities from that, and then finally moving on from it and being able to just be like, actually fuck that, and how that made me feel. I'm gonna not be feeling like that anymore, because that was whack and I shouldn't. But yeah, maybe that could be where that change came from.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like just like living with some adversity and like learning, being put in tough situations just makes you like, you could get it through, and like you're like, oh, like I'm a badass for doing that.
Sure.
I'm a cool person for doing that. You
Yeah.
know?
Dude, especially as a fucking dancer. Like, I've told people that before. You gotta be fucking strong, because you know how often you get picked apart, told no, like told to lose weight, change your hair, do this, that, the other thing. It's just like, if you're not like internally strong, this place will, as they say, like chew you up and spit you out.
How did COVID affect dance in LA?
It just evaporated into thin air, is what
like
happened.
Dead, nothing?
Completely.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, that's like why I leaned into training as much more as I did, because I was just like, oh, this is the only thing that exists right now.
It makes money right now.
At least like for me, because a lot of like my specific success was in like live entertainment and shows and gigs, and even like I feel like I thrived so much more with in-person auditions, and everything shifted to self-tapes if anything was happening. That it's just like, oh, it's just not my strength. I'm just a lot better in person. Like,
are they back to in person right now?
I know. I've yet to have like, I had like an in-person casting, but it was for like a print thing. So like, no. I'm like, I never thought I would say this, but I want to go to an audition of 500 people and dance my ass off and earn a job, versus just like being one of who knows how many self-tapes that you just like send into the computer and sit and wait for no response. It's like, I'd literally would love to be like cut from an audition right now and at least know I didn't get something, than do another fucking self-tape.
Do you think the industry is going to go back to that?
I don't know. Some people have said that it might not, but I think if, you know, these clubs can be open and full capacity all the time, it's like, I don't know why a dance audition wouldn't be.
Why do you think, I guess objectively, if you look at it outside, like, you could see way more videos, way more people on screen, like analyze them more, like quicker, and find who you want to work at your gig way faster by like these self tapes. That's what a lot of people are like saying, like work is like more efficient in that way. But what do you think an in-person audition is more beneficial than like these self tapes people are throwing in?
Because it's with the self tape, like now you have to consider like other people's like environments that they're working with. Like, let's say for me, if I feel like I deliver a poor self-tape, it's because like, for example, I got an audition for a movie that I feel like would have been an awesome role for me. It was like taller, rocket types, like that kind of choreography that I like always get booked for. But I was in Mexico with my family at the time when I got sent the self-tape request and had to do it. And I had not the right dance clothes. I didn't have shoes. I was doing it in like tile floors in our Airbnb, you know, like, whereas other dancers probably prepped for this, wore exactly what they were requested to wear, and rented a studio space to do it in, and their self-tape is going to look a whole lot better. But it's just, I also feel like there's something about like the side by side, and then for me, like the fire that I have when I'm actually dancing in front of real people is going to be different every time than it is dancing in front of a camera.
One of your auditions.
Yeah, right. Just to see what it's like. No, but I just kind of miss that. And I'd always be really nervous too. But at the same time, it's nice to just be like, have that fire and drive to like get you fucking going.
Get what you want. And,
I mean, I hope it comes back, even if it's just like smaller auditions or something. But
what was the last thing you were nervous about?
Last thing I was nervous about? I mean, I was pretty nervous just getting to perform the other night.
Oh.
Because I feel like I haven't danced in front of people in a while. And I said it to Kiana even because we were about to both dance, and she was saying she was nervous. And I was like, dude, honestly, me too. And I never get nervous. Like, I feel like I'm generally like, again, just like, if it doesn't require my attention, I don't really need to give it my attention. But like, I think because dance in a weird way, like I've never, like I felt out of practice with performing because I haven't in a really long time, like danced in front of people and specifically done like a improvised solo in like a close-up crowd like that. So I was like, okay, like we got this. And of course dancers, when I've done it for 20 plus years, like we're gonna be extra hard on ourselves. So like, just like as a fitness professional, like you don't like feeling out of shape.
True.
I don't like feeling out of shape with dance either. And I just, you know, going into that, it's like if I was in like, you're gonna go into like a fitness competition knowing you haven't worked out in like
you're fucked.
Weeks, you'd be like, oh god,
damn it,
this might not be my best, you know. And I was just worried that could be the case. But
yeah, that's a good analogy because I did some powerlifting competitions, and if I haven't done like bench squat deadlift for like a year, I'd be like,
bro.
fuck.
You're like, damn, I don't even want to do this in front of these people. No, I for sure. You want to light that up again?
Oh, hell yeah. She was like, I'm not high enough, y'all.
It's like, no, I'm like, I am a good little high.
What do you call it? What do you love?
Careful.
What do you love most about dance? Like, I at least looking at it from a non-dancer's perspective, I appreciate the creativity to move your body in a way that's like unnatural but beautiful. Because it's not natural. Like you don't see people in those shapes and movements that you guys like do like on a day-to-day basis. Not when they're walking, you know.
No, definitely not.
And like when you like put that music and like the art of like moving your body in like the same beat in like odd shapes that are like beautiful in lines and everything, it makes me appreciate it. But from the artist perspective, like what's the beauty in dance for you?
I think there's like two ways I could say. Like obviously there's like the creative standpoint of what you're saying is it's very much like art in motion, where like I just appreciate art in general in any format, whether that's movies or paintings or you know, singing, anything like that, music. But dance is its obviously very own creative realm that is like so incredible to me, and that I've always fell in love with the feeling of that. But now that I've like moved more into the professional side of it, I think what keeps me in love with it is more so the impact I can have on other people. And what more so I feel like the impact I can have on other people is just like seeing that I'm causing them to have a good time or enjoy themselves or entertain them or like just improve their night. Because again, just to circle back to like what you said about just like good energy and good vibes, like I think that's, everyone needs that. Everyone deserves that. And if I can like help somebody feel better, almost the same reason that I like training. It's like, if what I'm doing is going to have a positive impact on you in some way, I'm in. It's like, how are you going to, like, people who write parking tickets for a living, come on. Like, really? Like, how do you do that, actually?
Ruin
like
people's day.
Like, you're just ruining days right and left. I could never. I would be so just, like, upset with myself going home every day.
That's crazy that you say that, because I find that same thing in like obviously personal training, but like making creative cocktails for people that like they enjoy their night better because of like this piece of art that they're like consuming. You know, too. That's crazy.
No,
I never really thought about it like that.
It's a really valuable thing, and like I've done a little bit of bartending too, and I obviously worked in hospitality even as a waitress, and like even that, if people go home and they're like, you were so wonderful, I'm like, damn, I feel weirdly good about that. Like, and I'm just out here trying to like pay bills, but it's cool that like you can still impact somebody. And I think that's why it's like, you don't have to be in some like unique career path as an artist or this or that or the other thing to affect people. Like you can choose in your day to day, like whatever the hell it is you're doing to make somebody's day better. I've had amazing mailmans growing up who like just made me so happy, and it's like,
for sure,
you can choose to do that. Maybe not writing parking tickets, but just about any other thing you could like really
write a parking ticket saying like with a big heart,
and you're like love you, mean it, I'm sorry.
There goes $90.
I'm sorry. I'm like every ticket, I'm so sorry.
What do you call it? Is it weird, like when you said like enhancing people's night by like dancing, entertainment that way? Is it weird that people are appreciating you for like your funny movements with your body that you're dancing to cool
Yeah,
music with, like, and they're
buddy.
just like staring at you.
Yeah, buddy.
They only like me for my body.
My buddy. I mean, I don't know. It's like I don't think it's
Have you ever thought about it like that? Sorry, I'm just trying to.
No, you're good. No, I feel like maybe at one point when I first started diving into that like realm of live performance and like more burlesque stuff, maybe I was like uncomfortable with that. But I think same thing with that's just come with like
Can you explain burlesque? Sorry.
yeah.
I feel like
For anyone
some
who-
people don't know what it is.
For the people at home, wherever you may be listening to this podcast, burlesque is like a style of dance that's very much about the tease of the movement. So a lot of times traditionally in
So like
burlesque,
PG strippers.
classy strippers.
PG. I said this PG.
No, but the thing is, it's like strippers just like rip off their clothes. Like the
Okay.
point with burlesque is that you're supposed to like have the art of the tease. So like you don't just take off your glove, you like uniquely take it off to the rhythm of the music, or maybe it's that you pluck one finger at a time, or maybe it's that you have like this slow pull to it, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And it's much more like captivating.
Yeah.
And like entertaining to watch if you like if done properly at least. And it's like a celebration of like womanhood to me even, you know, where it's just like this is like an incredible, amazing thing that I think again done correctly is really fun to watch and really cool.
I can see that.
So I guess that described burlesque. You guys know what it is, I'm sure. You've seen the movie.
Yeah, I've seen the Christina Aguilera one.
Yeah, but yeah, so I've been diving into that a little bit more, which has been really fun. But no, I don't, even with that, like I don't really feel like at any point it's like the reason that people are so excited is because of what I look like. As I feel like the reason they're excited is because of what I'm providing, like entertainment wise. Like I don't think people would enjoy the show as much if I literally just stood there and took off my clothes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but if you are actually dancing and moving and like showing your talent and sharing something with it, then that's a whole other perspective on it, you know?
No, yeah.
So, but again, I shouldn't like speak on burlesque all that much because I'm really new to it. So
Go check her out at Delilah's, y'all.
Yeah, right. Catch me in like 5 years when I'm like a pro burlesque dancer. Then I'll tell you more about it.
Is that what you want to get into more? Like further down the line? Like, because there has to be like, I don't know, what's the end goal in dance? Or is it just dance to like do gigs because I love them and I'm going to do it as long as I can? And then
Yeah. You know what's funny? I feel like, first of all, that's like, for some reason, the first question that everyone wants to ask me about dance. They're like, so what's like your goal?
that was definitely like the fifth one
What's
for
like
me.
your goal? I'm like, what do you mean what's my goal?
Yeah.
I'm like, if I could pay my bills dancing, I'm stoked. Like,
No, sure.
That's cool for me, you know?
Yeah.
And because like it's not like an actor or singer where like if you like reach peak success, you're gonna be like famous and rich. There's no famous dancers. If you can name one, let me know. Like,
I don't know.
literally, there's like every dancer can walk down the street and like live a normal life.
Sure.
None of them are rich. Let's be honest. The only ones who can like even buy a house in LA are only making it off of like YouTube. You're not making it by like actually performing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I think goal wise, it's a little different than like your other LA industries because it's not like, oh, I'm going to be on the cover of magazines and doing all this amazing shit.
No.
Again, pretty simple and I'm pretty flexible to like curveballs that life wants to throw at me.
Yeah.
So if I feel my career being guided one direction, I would feel like I would answer to that. I would love to tour with an artist. I think that'd be really sick in the sense of I love to travel just nearly as much as I love to dance. So it's like if I could combine those two, that would be like the perfect marriage of the two things I love the most.
Yeah.
But other than that, honestly, if I can like have the freedom and flexibility that I have right now and pay my bills dancing, then I don't know what's not to love and enjoy about that.
Yeah. I guess when you were talking about like, I don't know, like why, like when people ask you that and you're just like, damn, like, I don't know, like, and why are you asking me that type of deal?
Well, I think it's like literally the same like mindset that like society gives you of like that dogma of like, well, what's your future? What's your success gonna look like? What's all this stuff? And it's just like, I don't ask you like, what's your number one goal? And pharmaceutical sales if you work in. Like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean? You want to be the CEO someday? And then I'm supposed to ask you that?
Yeah. I there's so much in the, like, when people ask me, what are you going to do in a year, 2 years? Or like, I was like, dude, I don't know what I'm eating for breakfast tomorrow. Or
Bro,
like,
I hate those questions.
those next questions. And like, like to like,
Nor do I want to.
yeah, I usually,
I would hate to know what I'm doing every day for the next
Yeah.
year. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'd be so upset. I'd be like,
But
what?
I usually answer that with like, I'm just trying to get better at everything I'm doing. Like, friend, I want to be like a better coach, better like bartender, like just get better at the things you're already good at or like want to do. And like, if you're getting better, there's going to be a trajectory to like something else.
Yeah.
There's always going to be, if you're getting better every day working out, you're definitely going to like look better. You're going to definitely like be stronger, like all these things.
Facts.
And if you just get better at like the things that you're doing and love, like it doesn't matter if you don't know, it's going to be better.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. It's a really cool mindset. And I've seen you like get better every day. Hashtag. That's cool. No, I really like hearing the kind of like the backside of that now, having already seen it. That's super cool. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like as far as my mindset on day to day goes, like I really like the opportunity for like serendipity to happen and like that unexpected happiness where it's just like, oh, I had no, like all of the best things I've had in my life, I had no idea were coming. Are you kidding me? All of my favorite like moments and things like that were no idea we're coming around the bend. So no, I would love kind of just like, I mean, I don't know if I love it. I learned to love not knowing where anything's going and just riding with the waves.
Yeah,
and
it goes with
being excited
you get
by
some
life.
You get some stories too that you get to like put in your book when like doesn't make sense that boring story of just like growing up in a hometown, having a family, like being sick, quote unquote successful and die. That's kind of like a boring book.
Yeah, man, I've read it 100 times. Are you kidding me?
More than 100 times.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, nah. Like, what's the point if you don't, shake shit up a little bit?
Yeah.
Actually live.
Yeah. What has fitness done for you? Because like you were briefly the head trainer at our gym at F45 Studio City. Hey-o.
Peak of my fitness career.
And you're a coach at Health House, and like I know you like dancing and stuff, and I know like body awareness and fitness has like, I guess like a big part of your life. Like, what does fitness do for you? Like, what do you love about it? What does it do for you mentally?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like fell into the coaching side of the fitness industry because I was just like working at a gym and I was teaching like cardio dance.
Oh, what gym?
To look like tennis and fitness club.
That sounds bougie as fuck.
It is. It's very bougie. That's why I had a front desk membership so I could use the facility for free. But then
that's one thing I do. I love about working at like areas you get to use their facilities and other things.
Yeah, but we don't even have any amenities.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
We have.
It's nice working somewhere that has like a sauna.
Whack ass showers. Sorry, they're decent. My bad.
Sorry,
Nick,
guys.
I hope you're not listening to this. Right. If you are, I love you.
If you are, I love you. I mean it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I started teaching cardio dance. At that time, I think at the same time, I was dating a personal trainer and did CrossFit. And then I ended up doing CrossFit. I was already like training to stay in shape, but I'd never like done like workouts. Definitely never lifted a weight when I was like 18, anything like that.
Barbells are hard if you're learning late too.
Well, yes, but I'm also a dancer. So like you tell me one thing about like, do this with your body. And I'm like, got it.
I don't get that. Sorry, we'll continue. We'll continue about
good
that.
at it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's gonna get real comfy. How's that foot look?
Yeah. Okay. What's that producer's name that's obsessed with feet?
Oh, Tarantino.
Tarantino. There you go. Tarantino. Go
a
catch your girl.
Film. Oh man.
What were we talking about?
Oh no. See, I knew this was gonna happen. When we let it back
Slightly
up.
High. I really don't remember.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It was about
fitness, coaching.
Yeah, fitness.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Asked, like what I love about fitness.
Yeah, and coaching too. You fell into fitness because you got into CrossFit. I was dating a trainer,
did some CrossFit, and then my gym wanted me to like get certified. So they like helped me with my cert, and then I did it. And then I don't know, as I like learned more about it and started actually coaching, I just kind of saw the same thing I pretty much said about dance, which obviously just excites me. Life in general is just the positive impact you can have on another person. And like how the feedback or responses I would get where people would be like, oh, we loved this or that or the other thing, or thank you so much, like I miss your classes, I love this that you do, I love this other thing, or like, that's genuinely, like, I take a lot of fucking pride in that. Like, it's just super cool to me that, like, people trust me with, like,
their bodies.
That kind of moment that I think should, their bodies for sure, and, like, their safety. Yeah. But then also, like I mean, a chance to, like, be in front of a crowd of people and, like, have any kind of impact on them.
Back to dance, same thing.
Well, it's just, like, even by what you say, though. So that's a little different.
Oh, that is different.
That's one thing in the fitness industry is you actually now have a voice, not just, like, a energy/body and all of that. So that was, like, kind of a really cool change, is being able to, like, now, especially at Health House, I think that's what excites me, because it's like I can just be on the mic and, like, in their ear on the last couple sets, just, like, reminding them, like, what is it that brought you in today? You know, like, remind yourself why you're here. And then at the end, like, taking a second in our stretch just to be like, hey, show some genuine gratitude to yourself and like to your body. And you already said, like, sometimes the way that you and I think isn't how everybody naturally does. Some people aren't always very kind to themselves. Some people, like, don't take the time to just, like, breathe. And, like, if I can literally have, like, 5 minutes with a crowd of people and, like, ground them and remind them to do that. And I don't even teach yoga. I teach HIIT classes. But still, we stretch at the end in some of them. And, you know, just, like, have them actually like, tap into that for a moment. Like, that is something that I think everyone should do and deserve to do and think about, and just be like, you know, today at the end of my class, I reminded them how grateful we should be for the space that we have. Like, yo, it was a freaking gorgeous sunny day, and we were on a rooftop in West Hollywood. Like, take a second of gratitude for this incredible spot that we all have, you know, the privilege to train at. Because, you know, there's some people fucking not in the U.S. or poor neighborhoods or anything like that. They don't train somewhere like that.
No way.
Throwing around friggin', like, bricks for all we know, or just running.
Just running. Running's
strictly
a good workout,
running. That sounds horrible.
Yeah. The amount of people who don't sit down and take, like, deep breaths and just, like, reflect on their day and what they're thankful for, like, that's, like, it was so important.
Yeah. No, it really is. I agree. And it's hard, and that's why,
especially in this, like, busy world where, like, next thing, next thing, next
I mean, because it's so hard for me to do. Like, so I know for sure if it's hard for me, someone who, like, I think is aware of the value of that, I'm sure it's hard for someone else. So, like, I will try to, like, genuinely get them to, like, just slow down, try to quiet your mind, try to just breathe. Like, I'm not asking anything else of you. Your mind's me running 1,000,000 miles a minute for the rest of the day, probably. So right now, just literally see if you can focus on inhaling and exhaling, and just, like, taking a fucking second. Man, that sounds good. We should, like, meditate after this.
I'm down to meditate after this.
Like, damn, that sounds really nice. I didn't do that today. I only told my classes to.
Damn, not practicing what you preach, girl.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why we need trainers to tell us to do it. Remind us to be present.
I mean, it's so cool that you only have, like, one body that you're, like, blessed to have in this world, right? And you get to treat it the way you want to treat it. Like, you're, like, you could decide to, like just be a fat person. You could decide to be fit. You could decide to be flexible. You could decide to be, you know, and, like, that people, like, agreed to let us trainers have, like, a huge responsibility on what they do to their one and only, like, body that they take through this lifetime.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, wow, that's kind of cool.
That's so cool. Are you kidding me?
I mean, you can relate that to doctors and dentists and everything like that too, but
but that's, again, and, like, that's why I think anybody can manage to, like, find some pride and honor in their career, because it's like, damn, like, we really out here doing something. Like, not only, like, maybe, like I said, with dance, like, entertainment impacting people, like, physically changing people for the better. You know? No, for sure. So, good for us.
Good for us. What are you talking about? You know how you're talking about how that you're self-aware and you're pretty, like, you know, you're the shit. You're very self-confident.
I did not say I know I'm the shit.
I'm sorry, I said those words.
It's not a quote.
What was it? Whatever. That you're an awesome person. Cool person. Yeah. Okay. Same thing as you're the shit. It's okay.
No, it's not. It sounds way worse.
Okay. Well, you know that you're a nice person. You love yourself. I get that, right? But, like, I have friends too who, like, don't feel that way, and like, what is your response, or, like, how do you, like, interact with someone who asks you for advice on, like, that subject? Because, like, I've had friends come up to me for that too, and I was like, I don't know, just, like, work on yourself, get better. That's all I really said.
I think the only thing I've said is similar but different, is just be like, just, like, do things throughout your day that, you know, are improving you, which is like exactly what you said in different wording, but like that I think will just naturally like train your mind to be like, oh, I've only gone in the direction of like a better version of me. So how could I not be awesome? I guess. But then, you know, there's certain mental blockades that come with that. And trust me, like, I get it. Because it's like, I've had like some of like the best days of my career and like awesome moments. And for some reason, I just like can come back and feel so upset because it's just where I was at mentally at that time. And you just like cannot get that out. Like it's, you know, sometimes it takes time and learning just to be like,
takes 2 years of COVID.
Yeah,
stuck
right?
in the house.
Right? It's like, damn, I really only had me to kick it with. I better like me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't think there's any magic trick or expedited process for it. It's just learning how much more enjoyable your day-to-day will be if you can enjoy it with yourself, you know, and like who you are versus just moping around all day and like never feeling confident and not liking how you look or sound or what other people think of you. It's just like, what a fucking waste of a day.
Do you think fitness and like health and like hobbies like help that mindset?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like what I said. I feel like if I'm ever feeling sad and I go and get a workout on, I'm like, damn, I am fucking better now. Because not only obviously like the endorphin release of it that just genuinely like takes you there, but like I know that like I've just made a step in the right direction of like whether it's that I felt bad about what I ate or something, but now I've burned calories, like whatever it is, it's like I just been good for me, and like that's something that counts for something. And now I should be able to move forward and hopefully shake off what other shit I'm feeling. So yeah, fitness has been a really cool way to find that and feel that. But I think I'm sure there's other ways. I don't think every single person needs to be like a fitness addict.
I love that. Is there any hobbies that you want to get better at right now? Like I know you play volleyball.
Oh yeah, I love volleyball. That's something I definitely want to get better at. I'm trying to learn to surf though. I'm absolute garbage.
We're going out. You have to get a wetsuit if you're gonna be a surfer.
I know, but the thing, like last time I went, I got so fucking pummeled by waves that it was just like, damn. Like, not that to say I don't like it all of a sudden, but like when I was in Costa Rica, the waves were so prime and I was like actually able to surf. You can't
compare LA waves to like Costa Rica waves.
Like,
that's
annoying,
just like it's a different world.
No, I think honestly before surfing, I'd rather get better at like rock climbing. Because that I've done for like a couple of years, but I always only do it sporadically enough to like be okay. But like, I just think that's such a sick thing. And like anything that's like an outdoor activity, I think is exciting. So that just
rock
feels like really fun. And like
surfing are opposite.
Yeah, when I know. Oh, I guess that's true. Land and sea.
Land and sea. We got the next airbender over here. Yeah.
No, but I just remember like when I got to like do this one climb and my buddy took me on like a multi-pitch climb. It's like you really like get to the top. Come on, buddy. And then it's not even the buddy you're thinking of either. It's a different buddy. Anyway, yeah, let's get back to I did this climb and it was like you actually got to go like way up, like I don't know how many feet, like that's 100 feet onto the top of this rock, and you stand there and you're like, nobody else could get here if they didn't climb this rock. That's the only way up here, other than being like airlifted. And I'm like, I'm in a special spot that other people don't get to be in, and therefore I'm experiencing something unique that not everybody gets to experience. I felt that way though on hikes, things like that. Like any of like, I didn't
think about that. Like the ocean, like when I sit on my board, and I just look out.
Like, literally, there's people who could not get here if they wanted to. Like, have you ever done a really hard hike and like been at the top of a mountain? And you're like, people will not get to see this because they physically cannot.
They can't. They physically.
But by their own choice, or maybe not by their own choice.
Yeah, depending on like
if they're in a wheelchair,
stuff like that.
Yeah,
you still can.
Yeah.
What's that? Nick Santano? Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop you.
Yeah, he has like one arm and no legs, and he snowboards. He like goes rock climbing and shit. I'm just like, wow.
That's so fucking cool.
So cool.
That's such an example of your only limitations are literally in your mind.
Yeah. No, I never really thought about that until you just said that right now. Like I'll sit on my surfboard, right? And then I caught this wave probably like a year ago in my buddy's town where he lives. and the sunset was going down. It was just me and 2 other guys out there, me, my buddy, and another guy. And we caught this wave. It was like 70 degrees sunset, and then like all of a sudden I'm on this wave and like I'm riding it with dolphins. Like there's like 2 to the left, 2 to the right of me, and they're just going up and in, up and in. The sunset's going down. There's basically no one out there, and you're just like,
Wow.
like how many people get to experience that?
Very few.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Well, probably more than we would guess, but even still.
yeah. I mean, still though, like,
not a whole lot. Not
like
the majority.
half of the United States, maybe more than half, way more, right?
Oh.
Catching a wave?
Oh, no way they're doing that.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I thought you were saying way more than half have done it. I was like,
No.
way
more than half have not. So
yeah,
maybe
no,
more.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Definitely, you're within like the 10% of people who have, I'd say.
Yeah, and we're just like,
I don't know. We don't need to trip over statistics.
I'm just like, why are we talking
maybe
about math right
maybe
now?
it was like 9,000. Like just
I was
making sure we guesstimate the right
I was a
number.
math major growing up, and I did not do myself justice there.
I loved math growing up.
Did you really?
That was like the only subject I feel like I really got.
I know. And
like history, fuck that. I could never remember it. My dad's such a history buff, and he gets so mad at me every time that I'm like, don't know a president. Like, I'm sorry. I just hated history so much.
It's hard to pay attention to it.
It's really hard. It's just like one long story. Like math is like you tell me how to fix something and now I got it and I can fix it.
You just find an answer and a correction, done.
Literally.
It's good.
I'm like, history's just like this big ass story about everything that's happened. How am I supposed to remember all these details?
Don't you think it's kind of curious though, like what the previous humans before us like did and stuff?
Like what did they study?
No, like these are people who died who lived here like hundreds of years ago. Like that's history. Like isn't it cool to learn about that? All these stories and stuff like that.
I mean, I guess. I'm telling y'all, I'm not a history buff. It's really, I'm very in the moment and I'm very present. So I'm more focused on what's happening in the now.
I love that.
That's my excuse for not caring about history.
I'm
gonna get fucking dogged for this. We're gonna be like, what? She doesn't care.
A lot of people don't like history.
Perfect.
There you go.
Shout out non-history likers. Woo.
Do you read at all?
Yeah.
What do you read?
Books.
What type of books?
I like a variety of stuff. I honestly feel like I have to shake it up or I'll get kind of bored. Because like if I stay in like the almost like self-help, like motivating realm, sometimes it just feels like redundant. Yeah. It's just like it gets really repetitive. And then it's also like I like more of like the fantasy of a story. Like I love a good like, you know,
Harry
fiction.
Potter.
Love a good fiction moment and just like get lost in like a different world or something like that.
Yeah.
But I did just read a book called Into Thin Air that's like about climbing Mount Everest. Or not about just doing it. It's about like a tragedy that happened. Yeah, it's real. So that was a really exciting read. I liked that.
What's the tragedy?
They just like ran into a storm that ended up like slowly killing a ton of people, like more than it should have, like guides and Sherpas and even climbers and people going out in just like morbid ways, you know, like just getting horrible frostbite and like a 3-day long death or something where it's just like, God, no thanks.
That's one thing, I guess big, like hiking big places and stuff like that, like that there's like heights and stuff. It's kind of scary. I have a friend who
also like the oxygen deprivation, like it's not just getting cold, like your brain literally at that elevation cannot survive. Like you lose oxygen to your brain and you literally go crazy.
Yeah. I had a friend who fell off Yosemite probably like 5 years ago and died.
I mean, fell off Yosemite?
Like
El Capitan?
Yeah. They just like...
What was he doing?
Climbing.
He was rock climbing?
Yeah. Rock climbing or hiking and he fell.
Oh, hiking?
Yeah, I think it was hiking. It was like just past like December when there was like a little bit of snow. And he went off trail with like a friend.
Bro.
Don't go off trails, but that's one thing.
I'm sorry. Damn. Yeah. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's probably why my mom gets so worried whenever I'm doing a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm always like,
careful,
what do you
think's
gonna happen, Mom?
What do you mean it's gonna happen? You just went to Costa Rica and one of your friends almost like got killed by a tree.
Yeah, that was crazy. He's still in the hospital in Costa Rica.
Damn.
I've been back for like 3 weeks, dude. Like, shit, that would suck. I can't believe that.
And something can happen. Your mom could have been like, oh,
no,
that could have been you.
I know things can happen, but I'm just like, you can't live on that.
You can't live scared.
Nah.
Live scared.
We ain't trying to lift skate out of here.
Yeah. Is there any goals for you, like fitness wise, that you like still want to hit, like, or like body wise? Like, do you ever want to like squat 10,000 pounds, or I don't know, like
No.
do a front flip, or I don't know, like, is there anything that you want to do with your body or in the fitness industry or like whatever that just like I want to do that?
I want to do that. I mean, yeah, I'd love to be able to do a backflip. I've done one before. That'd be cool. Not a front flip. Backflip would be cooler. But honestly, other than that, no, I don't really have any like crazy set goals. It'd be cool to this one's lame. I can't even say it. It just came to my mind though. It'd be cool to top my F45 playoff score because I got a really good score.
Can you explain what the playoffs are? Because I don't even know what that is.
Oh, so it's like kind of like a fitness competition
Between coaches, right?
between anyone who wants to do
anybody.
it. Yeah, we did it with members, stuff like that. And it can also be used like a fitness evaluation in a way to see like where you're at and then like compare your progress. If you were to do playoffs again, say 6 months later, you got a better score. It's like, oh, obviously you're fitter. Like just because you feel like you've only lost 5 pounds in 6 months and that sucks, but look, you can also do a pull up now and you couldn't before, you know, so like that. So it's pretty much
So
like
you're gonna do a pull up now?
Oh God, yeah, okay, that's exactly what my goal is. I can't believe I forgot. I need to be able to do a pull up. Otherwise, my whole fitness career was completely to waste.
That was a joke, but then I realized you couldn't.
No, I literally have like been so embarrassed by this for so long. Not embarrassed. That's not true because that's a hard thing to do.
Pull-ups are hard.
Pull-ups are fucking hard, and I'm long, bro. Like, look at that. That's a long way to go.
Yeah, it is. It's a few feet.
Look at that, guys. Come on, I gotta get all that from just my upper body. Oh my God.
You get it. So that's what it is. That's what it is there.
100%. I would love to be able to do one pull-up. I don't even need to do multiple, just one.
Yeah.
And then I'll knock that out. And then if I can get one, then I'll start.
Speaking of that progress stuff, one member at the gym, like, you know, the boxes that we have, that's like 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels, the box jumps. And I moved it up to the 3rd level for him. It was like the first time I was like, bro, like I couldn't even do the first one like 3 months ago. And I was like, bro, just try it. Like, just focus on jumping up instead of forward, and I promise you got it. So I was like, load it and then explode straight up, not forward, because you're going to trip over the box. So he does it and he lands it. And he just starts screaming in the gym at F45, like, whoa, he gave me a hug, everything. I was like, his name's Michael.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and his sister.
He was just doing them the other day.
On the 3rd one.
He just did that last night in my classes, and he did the same thing. I was like, why is he so fired up? Because he just set it up himself.
Yeah, and he just did it for the first time, I think 2 or 3 days ago.
Bro, he got so fit.
So quickly.
Like, he literally, when he came in on his first time, like...
He goes 2 days, Monday in the morning and at night every single day.
Yeah. And, like, he's picking up the heaviest weights.
Yeah.
Like, getting after it. I'm like, I'm so impressed by him. Aw.
Yeah, and I'm just like, to see someone like you could see their direct progress. Like, he was talking about like not losing weight. I was like, bro, you probably gained muscle.
That's what he said to me
and
too.
Stuff like that.
He was like, why am I not getting results? I was like, what do you mean? Look at you.
Yeah.
You're so much fitter.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding?
Yeah, but like that's a direct like, hey, you couldn't jump that high before. Now
Yeah.
you can. That's
Look.
progress right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's kind of in a way what the playoffs are. The playoffs are more about like how many reps you get. So you have, it's like 45 on, 15 off. There's 10 stations, and then I feel like your listeners are not going to give a shit about this.
No, go ahead.
But no, you just try to get as like many reps of each thing as you can.
Uh-huh.
And then based on the amount of reps, you get a certain amount of points.
Heck yeah.
So if it's like bench hops, it's like how many bench hops can you get in 45 seconds?
How many could you do? I remember you said yours was like 90 or something, right?
Oh, maybe. I think so. I don't know.
And I was like, that's 2 bench hops.
2 a second.
A second.
It's pretty aggressive.
That's very aggressive.
Yeah, there's like that. There's like Russian twist, squat thrusters. There's like the TRX little like knee drive to push up.
Oh,
There's
okay.
pull-ups.
Okay.
I got 0.
I'd rock the
shockingly.
pull-ups. So my goal for 2021 was to do 50 in a row straight, and I just hurt my elbow, and so I'm kind of on the decline right now. I don't know if I'll make it.
I feel like you got it.
Yeah. 50 is a lot. 50 is a lot. I mean, like the exponential, like from 30 to 50 is way harder than getting from like, I think I started at 15 to 30.
Well, yeah.
Like that, those last 20 get harder and harder and harder.
Of course,
you know.
Freaking kidding me? Yeah, of course they do. But you got it. Stay on it.
We'll see. I don't know why I brought that up. There was something before that.
We're talking about fitness goals.
Yeah, I don't remember. What are you most excited for in your life right now?
I'm most excited for. I feel like I'm very excited about like possibilities and my career and like where it's going. There's been like a lot of really cool like network / like connected stuff. I feel like I'm meeting a lot of really great people that are like could turn into some really awesome shit. So I'm just excited to see where all that leads, I guess.
That's awesome.
That's definitely.
I feel like you're super good. Yeah, I feel like you're super good with like connecting with people. Like,
I think I've noticed that as one of my strengths as
yeah,
well.
I was very impressed like the first time that I guess we just had a conversation. It was very not just friendly, but it was like, I want to know more about you.
Oh, cool.
No, and I was very like taken back because like not a lot of people in LA are like that.
Yeah.
You know, they'll just like listen. You're like, okay, nice to meet you, and just like I'll talk to you next time. Or like if we end up working together, we'll talk to you.
Right.
Versus like, oh, I don't know this person, but like I want to take time and actually like listen and pay attention to what they're saying, even though I might not see them again or like whatever.
Yeah. I feel like I like listening to people.
Why do you like listening to people?
I just think I'm more of a listener in general, but I feel like, which I feel like surprises people, because I'm like not the most quiet person ever, but like, I don't know. I feel like I like listening to what people have to say, how they think, like react to things, what they care about is always something I love listening to people talk about, like their own passions or anything like that. So I just think there's some really, uniqueness to each and every person's story and like why they are the way they are. It helps me like understand everything else they do if I can like learn more about them. To be like, oh, okay, well, you are this way because of this.
Yeah, that's interesting because like I feel like I'm a decent listener, but I don't think I'm a good one. Like a lot of people don't talk about how like they're a good listener because most of the time, like when you introduce people or like when you introduce yourself to someone else, you're always focusing on listening to their name. I mean, to saying your name, not listening to theirs. That's why so many people don't remember names. It's because I'm so excited in saying like, hi, my name's Nate. And then the other like, oh, hi, my name's Christina doesn't really process in my head because I'm so invested in like me telling you who I am.
Yeah.
And like
that's true. But I'm not really good with names though, so now it makes me feel like I'm not a good listener. I think I'm a good listener. I don't think I'm a good rememberer.
Rememberer?
No, like fact. Like my friends, I feel like can
Is that a thing of rememberer?
Yes, 100%.
Or is it like good with memory?
Yeah, probably in proper English.
No, I know. It's like is rememberer a thing? We can make it a thing. It is a thing. Okay, be a good rememberer too, folks.
Yeah, no, be a good listener and rememberer. But no, it's like I feel like my friends will talk to me about something they like, care so much about, and like in the moment I'll give them advice and listen and know all the things, and then they're like, bring it up a little later, and they're like, yeah, well, that guy, I said this. I'm like, which guy? And like it's I have no idea. Mind you, that was like a trivial example, but like even I feel like bigger things, I'm like, wait, what did happen? So.
Well, there's like, I don't know if you believe this. I don't know if I do either, but some scientists say that there's only so much you could fit in your brain like at one time. Like there's so many thousands of names that you could remember that like the last 300 that you remembered first are going to be out the gate by the next 300 that come in.
Yeah, it's got to be that way. I'll tell you what, my name game has been so shitty.
Name game.
I can't.
It's important to remember names, girl.
I know, dude.
Especially at the places that you're at.
Bad. I mean, my name game's just been really bad at gyms.
Yeah.
But other aspects of life, I'm trying to get better. Like when I meet like managers or people when I'm working.
Yeah.
In like the dance industry, I try to be better, but I still suck. To be honest.
That's real. We were talking about the other before the podcast started about how like you enjoy programming your own workouts. What do you like? How do you go about like programming a workout for your classes, or like why do you enjoy just the process of programming too?
I like being creative. I think that like is again why it always coupled well with my dance career. It's like creative movement still, and like progression through movement. And finding that, and that's not to say like my moves that I program are like dance moves, but I feel like I always try to program with like intention, whether that's like something that's just like clever and fun to do, or like the way that you're doing it is gonna make you better quicker, whether that's like when you train like all unilaterally or something. I love doing that because it's like you just get that successful burnout on one side, yada whatever that may be on the technical side. But I think also like people get excited when you throw like new stuff at them and like test them to move differently. And I think that's always been one of my strengths is like playing around with that creative movement instead of sticking to your really standard like push-ups, hip thrusts, deadlifts, which are not bad by any means. They're obviously great exercises, but I think especially when it comes to group fitness and keeping people kind of excited, that's an area I thrive in. It's just always shaking it up.
Your challenges that you've come up with. I was like, okay, I have never seen bodies move like that before.
Right.
Let's try it.
And people have probably said the exact same thing about dance. So I think that's always just been why it progressed so naturally for me. I just like movement. I like what our bodies are capable of doing, the different things that they can do that we might not even believe they can. Yeah. And then we get to like surprise ourselves to be like, damn, I did not think I could even do that when I first saw it. And now look at me, I'm out here moving. You know? So I like feeling that for my clients as well when they, you know, don't think they can jump on top of a 36-inch box, but then
they can.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. What do you call it? There's not a lot of, I guess, like, objectively, there's not a ton of people who've taken like the route you have, like from coming out to LA so young and everything like that. Yeah, and I'm sure there's like plenty of like young Christinas out there who are just like, I want to dance, I want to go to LA, I want to move my human for a living. Like, what's, I guess, like any advice to like those little girls out there or anyone out there who like wants to like kind of like just like make money dancing or doing what they love? Like, I mean, like, and especially like in a big city like LA. Yeah,
I mean, first of all, I feel like believe that it's like very much a possibility, and then don't limit yourself to the opportunities that come with it. Like, there are so many ways you can get paid to dance, like whatever it may be. Like, there's so many opportunities in this industry, like lots of places that need dancers, like whether that's in Vegas or Miami or shows or internationally on TV or any of the above, like cruise ships, whatever it is. Like, there are so many ways you can get paid to dance. If you really want to, you can. Like, I fully believe that for just about anybody, as long as you don't sleep on yourself and like are willing to put in the work and grind for it. Because like when I first came out here, like I said, I was just trying to get paid to dance. I was out here like submitting to every company I could find, like entertainment company, whatever it was, like every online casting for dancers or this or that, the other thing. And it's like, you realize like there's a lot out there when you sit down and you do that. And if you leave yourself open to it, it'll come back to you, and you just can't like sit around and just wait on your agent to do stuff. Like, having an agent is great, but like that's one of my number one tips. Don't wait for your agent to do everything for you. You got to do the work. Signing with an agency is cool, but you still have to be the person who like seeks out opportunities and like makes shit happen for yourself. But yeah, I think definitely that, and then just stay authentic. Like, again, a lot of like some of the really cool opportunities I've had because of people just
fuck with you,
knowing who I am, and then offering them to me. And like, same thing applies to a lot of people that I know, because it's just, you know, your network is your net worth, as they say, I guess.
Show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Yeah. All those good cliches. But yeah, it's really people valuable.
Make fun of them and everything like that, but I totally believe those. That's
and also
fact.
Like, don't quit, I think, is my final one. It's just like, even if it's like you go a year in this town, you don't book a single dance job, just like stay after it. Like, honestly, keep doing what you're doing. Like, keep going in the right direction. Like, not only will you have met more people over more time, but like, it's like, you stay in the barbershop long enough, you're going to get your haircut. You know, it's just like, just stick it out. Like, keep meeting people. You really never know who somebody's going to eventually be, or who's going to be casting or hiring in a town like this. It's like, or referring you, or any of the above. It's just, you know, stick it out, learn to enjoy your life, put your best energy forward, and then it'll come back to you.
I think we'll end it right there. We'll stay after it. Yo, that was like awesome.
I like that. Yay.
Christina Quarternik, everybody.
Hey, that's me.
Peace.
What fun.